Welcome back, everybody. We're on part 2 of episode 92 of Smack Talk, and it's time for the hot tags of the week. The weekly news, what's going on, a bunch of crap to talk about. So let's get right into it. First things first, Disco Inferno's not dead. There was a rumor that Glenn Gilberti had passed away. Nope. So it just goes to show you that when you have that kind of, you spread the rumor of somebody that died, if you pick somebody obscure like Disco Inferno, people are going to believe it. If you pick, Kelly died or something like that, it's going to be like, bullshit. But, know, Glenn Gilberti, you'll get away with that for a day.
Where's your sources, Mango? Is this scoopscoops.com?
Exactly.
I knew you were going to do that. I was waiting to get that in.
I know, I was waiting for Mango to just, shut up instead of just talking about it just so I could say it. Well, the good news is he is not dead. We don't want people to die, and it would have been sad if he's dead, but he's not dead, so we'll see him at ROH event soon.
Kane is going to reprise, I should say, Jacob Goodnight in a sequel to See No Evil, which right now is just called See No Evil 2. I never saw this movie. Did anybody else?
I saw it. It was good when I was 10, but you don't really know what a good movie from a bad movie is. Fair. So it wasn't. But I watched it again a couple years ago, and God, it's terrible.
It is so bad. Oh
I did watch it on
so
3
cheesy.
separate reasons.
Why would you do that? Are you a masochist?
Because I couldn't watch it throughout. I kept falling asleep halfway through.
I'm trying to compare it to another horror movie because I do recall it being really cheesy.
There are a lot of really bad cheesy horror movies, so that probably would be hard.
Almost every single one of them is cheesy and horrible. There's 5 good ones in the history of horror.
Okay, it's I go, Jester.
Yeah, I don't like horror movies, but I like scary movies. Like I liked The Ring. The Ring was legitimately creepy, but I don't like slasher, cheesy, oh my god, he's behind the door.
Yeah.
So My Bloody Valentine in 3D, that wasn't your type?
Get out.
I'm gonna go see that on Friday the 13th.
Give me Identity, give me Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, Silence of the Lambs is really good.
We're getting into fanboys territory here, but so WWE Films is now, that's their third thing that they're doing a sequel to. They did a 12-round sequel, they did the Marines.
5 times now.
Yeah, so are we gonna see fucking Knucklehead 2 now?
No, we're gonna see that. We're gonna see the Chaperone.
Yeah, the Chaperone 2. This time he covers 2 busloads of people.
I actually didn't hate the Chaperone.
I actually liked the Marine. I thought all 3 Marines were pretty awesome.
I didn't see any of these movies.
Well, you're a drunk, so what do you know?
And you just drinking your ice cream bars. How would you know?
Drinking your ice cream bars?
What? That's what I was like, what?
I know what I said. Just move on.
Hot tag number 3. Garrett Dylan, a.k.a. Kris Kristofferson's son, was released from NXT this week, and WWE apparently had the reasoning that he was decent, but not really that great, which that's a perfect reason to let somebody go, because if they're really not that impressive, it doesn't matter who their father is. Especially somebody who's not in the wrestling business, where it's not like, well, you'll pick it up and you're young. If you're not really that good enough to impress them, see ya.
We'll see him in TNA.
Probably. They'll probably make some fucking big promo about it. Say it's going to change TNA forever.
It's going to be the November 17th warning.
Literally everything that happens in TNA, they say is going to change the company forever. That's just because they're hoping it is.
Right.
They're crossing their fingers. Tito Ortiz, we've tried everything else. Please save us.
God. You know what they really should do? They should just change the goddamn name. It's going to change the company forever because we're not the company.
They made, when they changed the show's name to Impact Wrestling instead of TNA Impact, I thought that was an upgrade. Oh, thank God, it doesn't have the letters TNA in the title anymore. God, my mom fucking thought that was dumb. TNA, really? And I'm I don't know. Yeah, it's just silly. It screams no credibility.
TNA just sounds like Robot Chicken.
Yeah, they were making fun of wrestling, and it was a parody kind of thing. TNA wrestling. Oh, look at that, because there's tits and ass all over the place.
That was Sky is TNA.
And then, of course, they ended up, the TNA thing, and their focal point of their women's division was Karma, And it's just like, oh my god, nobody wants to think TNA and Awesome Kong.
Yeah.
Lovely image. Thanks. Thanks, Tony.
Now that I put that in your minds, let's get something
yeah.
good in our minds. Sheamus is injured. He's going to be out 4 to 6 months.
What?
You're a horrible person.
Gosh.
You realize what you just said?
Exactly, because I'm so fucking tired of Sheamus.
Gosh,
You're
the
as
best
bad as
talent
me.
WWE has ever produced is out now. Congratulations, Tony.
When John
I
Cena
hope-
tore his pectoral muscle, I like yelled for joy and ran around my neighborhood and
Guess
acted
what?
like a total
That's a-
asshole. Like,
He's
You're like,
still-
Nintendo 64 kid.
Oh my god!
it was like the greatest thing I'd ever heard. I was like, thank God, like no John Cena on my television.
You were doing the
Isn't that
Daniel
beautiful?
Bryan, yes.
Yeah,
Does anyone else-
honestly.
Does anyone else notice that in that N64 vid, like the kid just like will start saying yes like over and over again?
Yeah.
So maybe that's where Daniel
That's
Bryan got
Daniel
his.
Bryan.
Yeah.
See,
You
he
do
got
realize this is also a bad thing, yeah? Because he'll just come back
no,
and win
no,
the
this is
WWE
100%
Championship.
I
No,
Well,
really.
he's gonna win the Royal Rumble.
No, he's not going to do that. He's going to
Yes, he
come back and he's going to have some kind of a feud with like Randy Orton or somebody like that. I really think that we're going to either get, if we don't get Brock Lesnar face off against The Undertaker at WrestleMania, I think it's going to end up facing Sheamus.
That could be legitimately, because I was thinking about that. I was like, as much as I think it's like almost a shoo-in to be Cena Taker, where does that leave Brock Lesnar? It can't be The Rock, because The Rock's done. You know, I think it was gonna be The Rock, but now it's like, if Brock can't face The Rock, who does he face? And Sheamus does seem like a good alternative. He's doing the Punk thing at SummerSlam. I don't think they can hold off on Lesnar Punk 2 all the way till WrestleMania. That's probably gonna happen soon. So
Well, they did 3 Triple H matches, so...
yeah, but they did a second one before Mania. So I don't think they'll do Punk Lesnar again. So Sheamus could legitimately be, and I think that's actually like an interesting match. As much as I don't like Sheamus, I think that those two is actually pretty interesting. Because the appeal of a guy coming back after leaving the WWE for so many years is you get to see them face the new blood.
Right.
Like, that's one of the reasons I'm upset that like RVD, for example, isn't on SummerSlam, because it's like he's got all these people that he has never faced in his career. You have all these people that you could be putting him against. Why isn't he on the card? I don't understand that. Like, you have this guy who you've used in main event roles like every week since he's been back, and there's no excuse because there's plenty of people for him to face off against. For some reason, he has no opponent for SummerSlam. And there's a lot of people who don't have an opponent for SummerSlam who there's like plenty of room for them to have a match, and there's plenty of opponents available. They just don't have the patience to like think of feuds for more than like 5 matches.
Right.
They'll do big feuds for the big matches, like the title matches and the big main events with the big stars, and then after that they just don't care. Like Randy Orton not having a match, I can accept because he has the briefcase and they're gonna hint that he's gonna cash in. That makes sense. But like people like Curtis Axel and RVD not having a match, that doesn't make any sense to me. These guys are used in a big role every week, so why aren't they competing on the second biggest pay-per-view of the year?
Right. I actually thought that they were going to have Ryback against Sheamus because they were building up this idea that Ryback's a bully and it's like who's going to stand up to a bully, and Sheamus had nothing going on for him, so it was kind of like, well, maybe Sheamus will be the one that stands up to the bully, but now that's not going to happen. And Ryback is another situation. He's got no match going into the SummerSlam pay-per-view, so
I think
God.
I think it actually says something for Sandow that, like, before we all said that we thought that Sandow had won the briefcase just to transition it over to Cody. But I honestly think that they do have plans to use Sandow in a big way, because otherwise, why have Sheamus hold off on getting the surgery? If they've known he's hurt for months, they wanted to get that Sheamus-Sandow feud in there before Sheamus went in for surgery. That means that they think enough of Sandow that they needed to make sure they got that in before Sheamus got put on the show. So I think that they definitely have plans to use Sandow. And I've never been his biggest supporter, but now that they're, giving him TV time and he's in a feud that's actually relevant and he's actually doing things, I actually am starting to enjoy Damian Sandow. So I'm kind of glad he has the briefcase. But I definitely think that Sheamus probably, stuck out this shoulder thing a little too long, and he actually made the surgery worse. I just think it's very, convenient that his recovery time puts him back right around the Royal Rumble. So I wouldn't be surprised if plans by then. Who knows? Maybe a heel Sheamus wins the Royal Rumble. That could be a little different.
I really hope that's not the case. But I'm, like I had joked about before, I'm happy that Sheamus is out because I'm just so tired of it. I mean, obviously, I don't want him to be, his career is over with or, he's in horrible pain every day or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that we're not going to have him for a while because I'm tired of him.
You know a good way to look at it? Think of it as I'm happy he gets a vacation for 6 months.
There you go. That's a nice way
He
to look at it.
He gets to sit at home. He gets
so
to
do I.
recover, and he gets a break. He gets a break that a lot of wrestlers don't get. Like sometimes they say it's a blessing when you get hurt in the WWE because you actually get to like chill and like get off the road for a little while, and he gets to recover. And hopefully he comes back and they start putting some more work in him and actually make him interesting because it's not like Sheamus has been bland his whole career. Like. Let him get some, do some intriguing things with him. And absence makes the heart grow fonder. And let him have this vacation. And when he comes back, hopefully he's a little less painful on our eyes.
Yeah, by the time he gets back, he'll be putting on 5-star matches and be the Irish version of Stone Cold.
Maybe he'll be back tan.
I think we're going to say he'd be the Irish version of RVD with the 5-star thing.
No.
He does steal everybody's finishers, so maybe he's going to start doing a frog splash too.
Nah, that's Christian, man. Christian steals everyone's finishes.
Let's see. We got a couple other hot tags here. Dr. Death Steve Williams is possibly going to be in the Hall of Fame next year. And we were talking before this, nobody's really familiar with him, right? Other than myself.
Who?
TNA?
Steve Williams is somebody who was only in the WWE for a relatively short amount of time. He has most of his career that he's been well known from is from other companies. So it's kind of one of those things where they're like, oh, well, we'll bring when they bring like the NWA guys in and then, they kind of pull that kind of crap. Mm-hmm. The Brawl for All was originally meant to be a vehicle to push him, and then fucking Bart Gunn out of all people ends up winning that. So that screwed up their plans, but he's always been somebody that gets really high praises from people like Jim Ross and all. So I wouldn't be too surprised, but at the same time, I'm really hoping that they go for a much stronger Hall of Fame for WrestleMania 30. I really want Vince to be in there if they're not going to put Undertaker in there and as like the main person. But I think Vince needs to be there number one. I think the rumors of the DX induction is stupid. I think you can do them by themselves. I'd rather see, just 1 year X-Pac goes in and 1 year Razor Ramon goes in. I don't want to see, like, the Clique all go in or... The New Age Outlaws can go in together, but they have to go in as the New Age Outlaws. They can't go in as part of DX. Like, I'm really hoping we have a fully stacked Hall of Fame. We have, like, one damn good manager, like a Jim Cornette, really good... Diva, maybe. Well, we did Trish and we did Sunny.
Lita.
Maybe Lita, yeah. I wish that they could put Mickie James in there, but I'd really like to see them take like that idea and go like, we need a diva, we need a manager, we need somebody who's passed away, which fucking Macho Man Randy Savage, come on. Really want them to have Vince McMahon in it, and then like two big guys who can kind of like go there and do their thing. I don't know.
Forget about the celebrity spot.
Oh, the celebrities, yeah. The celebrity that has to be Mr. T. Has to be.
Yeah. Owen Hart.
Owen Hart's the top choice, I would say, for deceased person if you're not going to go with Randy Savage.
Yeah.
But two other hot tags here. Kendra Lust, the person that John Cena was supposed to have had an affair with, a porn star, is doing a parody film of it with a John Cena lookalike.
Oh man!
So there's endless amount of jokes here. I mean, if he's got a small dick, you could do the whole you can't see it. The 5-knuckle shuffle. It's just all over the fucking place. If there's like 5 positions, it's the 5 moves of doom.
God God, the five knuckle. I don't want to think about that.
I thought about it, and then I was like, God, this is not a children's show.
God, I wonder if Cena finds out about this. I wonder if this is something you show to Nikki, like, hey, check out this fake porn that I'm in.
Do you want to watch it together?
Should be like fake porn.
That's how big
Fake porn. What is this? Total Divas?
Oh.
The guy does have a small dick, and she's like, this doesn't seem too fake. Have you guys seen the picture with the John Cena guy and the girl and her? Like the guy who's like dressed as John Cena. He's wearing like just the belt, like the world titles, like over his stuff. And then she's just like bending over and she's got her hand up to her lip, like, oh my, like the little girl in the lotion bottles.
Oh, that's not a good way of putting it.
I don't know.
Awful.
That's the only way I can think of the face that she was making.
I know what you're talking about, but the little girl in the lotion bottle, that's just
Hey Drew, I know a lot about lotion and porn, alright? That's all I'm saying.
Instead of wearing that t-shirt that points to the belt and says the champ is here. It's the most obvious joke. Did you say the chode is here?
Honestly, I'd buy that t-shirt if they got the belt on it and just have that the champ is here and it points down low.
Oh, I thought
that would be awesome.
The chode is here.
It could be the chode is here too. I'd buy that and give it to everyone I fucking know.
Yeah, go to the cafe press of Smark Out moment. You'll be able to buy that probably by the end of the night. I'm fucking serious. I might end up putting that on there.
Tony's rolling in money at the end of the night.
Speaking of the Total Divas stuff, there's one other hot tag. People have talked about the whole scripted nature of the show, and one thing that's said is Eva Marie is apparently passionately hated, and that Ariane Andrew, the one who's Cameron of the Funkadactyls, is, quote, an idiot, but everyone already knows that.
Oh man.
So the two people that are coming off, other than Nikki Bella, that are coming off looking the worst on this show, apparently, like, that's not scripted at all. They really are.
I mean, that's scoop stuff, though. Like, they might just be saying that just to go with just to go with what the show is about. I actually don't think either of the Bellas are, like, probably bitches in real life. Like, I legitimately think, because if you think of it this way, of course, this show is kind of geared towards people like us. Of course they want us to like Daniel Bryan's girlfriend and hate John Cena's girlfriend. That would just make sense. Why would Daniel Bryan be dating the bitch and John Cena be dating the nice girl who shops at the farmer's market? You know, that wouldn't make sense.
It doesn't need this big house to live in to be famous.
I get the vibe that both Bellas are actually really sweet and that they just have to have Nikki has to come off as a bitch. She might be a little more conceited because she's dating John Cena, but I don't think she's necessarily like a huge bitch or anything. I think I could definitely see Cameron being really stupid, though. She definitely gives off the vibe that she's a complete idiot.
Why are you getting up all up in her Kool-Aid?
I mean, sorry, thebomb.com. I mean, that is honestly my favorite phrase.
Naomi just seems like a total clutch. Like, she's just completely clutch and knows what's up.
Yeah, she seems pretty cool.
She seems... Honestly, Brie Bella seems like that girl you'd bring home to your mom and, like, she would accept right off the bat. Or it's like that sweet, modest girl who shops at the farmer's market, you know? It's pretty clutch.
Yeah. And then Naomi's like that chick you'd hang out with or whatever.
Yeah, Natalia's the one who, she's your friend if you don't have a date to the prom. And, like...
Natalia's your mom's friend. That's what
I actually feel sorry for Natalya Fipley.
She's actually a mildly attractive woman. Like, she's decent looking. And that whole thing they did with, like, Tyson Kidd just sitting there playing video games.
Oh my god,
that was so fucking funny. I was like, they are just making this. They're like, we're gonna make you look like shit on this show, but you're gonna get to be on the show. She's like, what's new?
It's like, hey Tyson, you know how you're gonna be returning to WWE soon? Yeah. Well, we're gonna make you heel, so in the process, can you like ignore your girlfriend?
Or wife now. They're actually married. Your wife now.
Yeah, your wife now, yeah. True. So, those kind of round out the hot tags of the week. Part 3, we're going to take a little commercial break, so to speak, and then we'll be back with Part 4, the Busted Open segment.